Hello everybody, this is Mateo, and your medicine is in another town. Let's go find it on Let's Play Pokemon Crystal. Basically, yeah, another gym leader is not in her gym. She has more important things to do, such as looking at standing next to an Ampharos for the next 30 or so minutes, as she sends a random trainer out to go find some medicine for the Ampharos. So we are now going to exit this place and battle the couple trainers that I missed and grab the couple items that I might have missed. Including, guess what, another bird trainers. He has Spearow though, and maybe Fearow, so that's kind of interesting. Yeah, no, it's just Spearow so far. Come on, do something interesting, sir. Let's see here. Did that say Firo? Figaro. So Firo over here is dead in one hit. Of course. Oops, they crashed. More like they were hit by a lightning storm and came plummeting down to Earth. Either way, let's see what TM that is. That is TM. That's Swagger. Swagger is a move that you can use to both confuse your opponent at the cost of raising their attack power, and even when the confusion wears off, they'll keep the attack power boost. So it really is recommended to just use Confuse Ray or what's the Supersonic or something, because those don't have the raise attack thing. And another water trainer, but he's using Krabby, and those are new. We won't get one of those. Well, we'll get one of those soon, actually. Let's see. Up next, in this giant circle of a place, we basically, to get out of here quickly is to just fall down all these pitfalls, and that'll get you to the bottom real quick. And the entrance is right to the left, right here. So now that we're out of there, we're going to catch some Pokemon, including on Route 34. This is the route with the, what's it called, the daycare. And you can fish to find a Krabby. I forget why I was here. I think on my list, I kept a list of Pokemon and where to catch them the earliest. And it said Route 34 fish, so I ran all the way over here, basically. But you can find Krabby in quite a few routes if you fish. I just happened to pick this route. I really don't know why. You could wait until you have to make an egg with 2 Pokemon, and while you're waiting for that egg to be made, you can fish in the water by here. Which is what I probably should have done to save on time. But I edited most of it out, so it really doesn't matter. For you, maybe because you'll have to actually run or bike, because running wasn't invented in this game. Nobody can run, only walking and riding bikes. You can ride bikes, but running, very difficult task. But, so you might want to wait until, or you have Fly. Fly would also be really helpful. Just fly to Goldenrod and head south from there. Anyways, we almost have this Krabby, so when I said we're gonna get a Krabby real soon, I meant really, really soon, apparently. And let's try to find the balls. There they are. Great Ball, of course. Now, if my theory is correct, the Great Ball should turn red. So, yeah, it turned red. So I really do think that the color depends on the color of the Pokemon. As you can see, Krabby is red, so the Pokeball turned red, or a Great Ball. Up next, we can also fish on this route to find Magikarp. Magikarp, probably the worst Pokemon of the first generation. Although I really think that Sunkern has it beat. Mainly because Magikarp turns into a pretty awesome Pokemon when he evolves. Magikarp evolves at level 20, and since it is already level 20 here, it will evolve as soon as I level it up. And I probably will do that soon, just because after it's not really all too useful so I can't really use it on the way to the next town, which is Signwood City. Just because it only knows Tackle and Splash at this point. And Tackle really isn't that good, especially since Magikarp doesn't have much attack. It's mainly a defensive Pokemon, I think. But its evolution is highly offensive. And it also gains the flying type, which is really weird. A water flying type, especially one that looks like a giant serpent. It's pretty weird, and I'm just rambling until we can finally catch this frickin' Magikarp. That took way longer than it should have. Even the Pokédex entry says it's weak though, so... Meowth evolving at, I didn't catch what level it was. I think it was 30 or so. Into an even bigger cat, a favorite of Giovanni. Persian. So... now that we have that, we will put it in a box and never use it again. Up next on Route 34, I found this randomly. Corsola, rock and water type, so that's a strange combination. But it brings it a ×4 weakness to grass, so if you ever find yourself up against one of these things, which isn't very often, just hit it with a grass type and it will go down like nothing. I think it also loses the weakness to electricity, but it gains the weakness to fighting types, so it's kinda half and half, I guess. It's mainly a defensive Pokemon, I believe. Never really used Corsola, never really will, but it's extremely happy to see you, apparently. I mean, look at that smile. It's an interesting looking Pokemon, though, but one of those that are easily forgettable. A lot of these Johto Pokemon I had forgotten about, like Smeargle. Again, I bring up Smeargle. I really don't know. For some reason, Smeargle is the first that comes to mind now when I think of Pokemon that I've forgotten about. Unknown, believe it or not, is another one of those. Even though they're in like every game after this one, because they really like the whole gimmicky. They're the alphabet thing. But to catch Corsola, same strategy as always, bring it down to red or as close as possible without killing it, put it to sleep, and have it break out of the Pokeball a couple times until you eventually get it. That's how most of these captures work, but we have to do it to get the whole 251. God, come on. How does a Pokemon that's asleep break out of a Pokeball? I don't know about you, but I normally can't break out of small confinements when I'm asleep. When I'm sleeping, I am snoring, my eyes are closed, all my senses are practically dead, so I wouldn't really notice that somebody's putting me in a giant box. Magikarp is evolving at level 21 since we caught it level 20. If you get it earlier on, it'll evolve at level 20. And it becomes a giant serpent guy, Gyarados. Very powerful, he's recommended, although I'm not going to use him. Later on, you can actually find a red Gyarados, which is the only guaranteed shiny that you can get. But you get him much later, and just to get the Pokédex entry early, I just get the Magikarp then. So just checking over here for some items, there's nothing. But there is random battles here, so you could maybe find some Pokemon that you haven't caught yet. Most likely not, just Goldeen and stuff. I don't think I've caught a Goldeen yet. Either way, you can go in here. This is a cafe, and if you talk to this guy, you will get strength. And believe it or not, I found this on accident. There's a lot that I forget from this game, and if it wasn't for my list, I wouldn't be able to catch all the Pokemon because I wouldn't be able to remember where you could find them. Keep in mind that I played this, well, Gold, anywhere from 2nd grade to 4th grade, and now here I am, 5 or so years later, playing it again for the first time and attempting to reach the whole big whole 251 thing. And it's going surprisingly well so far. And we're just exploring the town, and because of the whole I haven't played this game in forever, I explore a lot. You could catch 2 Krabbies to get an early Voltorb, but you can catch Voltorb later, so I really don't recommend it. Your dad scares you. Along with Steinwood there are 4 deserted islands. Bad kids are taken to the islands as punishment. Okay. That's cool, I guess. You go do that then. We will go to those islands soon enough. But until I'm actually gonna save those islands for the unavoidable Pokemon Pokedex completion montage towards the end of the game to kind of like break it up. So it'll show like 20 or so Pokemon being caught, and then we'll go through a dungeon being Whirl Islands, which are the 4 islands that he's talking about. Signwood is across from here. There are random rock breakable rocks. Rock Break is a TM in this game, which is weird. It's not really used. Here's the Battle Tower. Ultimate Trainer Challenge. Not really. It's just more trainers with better AI, although not really. And I'm not gonna show it off, mainly because it's really nothing. And here we have the all-water route, which I find extremely annoying. I hate the all-water routes. I think the 3rd generation kind of ruined it for me because they had an entire freaking sea. But we have Krabby over here to help us out, along with Hypno and Feraligatr. The whole actual team thing is actually coming up. But I hate the water routes. There are 2 reasons for this. 1, every single freaking trainer has water types. And this is usually just Goldeen, Tentacool, or Shelder. One of the 3. 2, all the Pokemon here are freaking water types. And they always seem to be either Tentacool, Tentacruel. Mantine can be found here, so that's kind of interesting, I guess. And I'm trying to think of another, but that's really all that comes to mind. Oh, Goldeen. If I didn't say Goldeen, you can probably find Goldeen by surfing too. Anyways, we have this annoying Staryu that continuously recovers, and it's just really back and forth. It's things like this that make me speed up the battles. There we go. Critical hit. There. Done. Now Shelder. Okay. Oh, great. Confusion. Annoying. Let's try it. Hurt itself, of course. How do you... I can understand that if you're, like, confused and you wouldn't be able to, like, tell where the Pokemon is because you're seeing 4 of them at the moment. But I don't understand how confusion makes you hit yourself. I mean, do you, like... I could understand looking in a mirror and thinking it's something else if you're confused. But you don't look at your body and think, oh my god, it's an enemy, and then vice grip yourself. But, whatever. It really doesn't matter. So, Steinwood is just to the left of us. And so is a random battle. Involving absolutely nothing. I probably should have edited them out as soon as they flash, because I see the whole screen go black, and I think, wow, there is a lot of random battles. I also think that there's a new Pokemon, so I say, and here we have absolutely nothing, but in this case, we have Mantine. Another water flying type, much like Gyarados, so he's got that weird type set. But we're just going to damage him and catch him eventually. He is apparently very defensive, and if you look at his sprite under his left wing, right to us, excuse me, you can find a Remoraid. And Remoraid's a Pokemon that we can't even catch in this game, and we won't catch him for a very long time at that. Octillery is a pretty cool Pokemon, and if I could have gotten him earlier, I probably would have used him on the team. Except for, we have Feraligatr. I almost didn't even use Feraligatr, but I decided it's basically like, what's the word? it's tradition to use your starter Pokemon. So I just went with that, and that's really the only tradition that I stuck with. Other than that, I chose Pokemon that I liked. And there will be a couple switches here and there, but until then, let's just catch this Mantine. I'm getting off topic now, sort of. Great Ball, go! We're running out of those too. And if I remember right, this Mantine will bring me into short supply because it is being very difficult when it comes to catching. So we have 37, well 38 because we already used one. Now let's just see how many we have to use to this. This is 2. Didn't even shake. It's at red, it's asleep. I don't know what else I can do. Except throw more Pokeballs! Either way, come on, this is 3 now. What level is this Mantine? I kinda can't check because it's the sleep status overwrites the level, so at the moment I can't see it. So let's just, I think it's around level 15, maybe 20. I think 20 might be right. But it's still not catching. This is 5 or so. Let's see here, that was 34. This is brings it down to 33. So yeah, that's 5. So Pokeball number 5 shook once. Has it even shaken twice yet? Yeah, it's level 20. Now you have to put it back to sleep and continue throwing Ultra Balls. No, Ultra Balls will be really helpful right now, but keep throwing Great Balls. And, of course, get confused. This is going splendidly. Provided splendidly. Swimmingly. It's going swimmingly. Haha, get it? It's a pun because we're in the sea right now. Either way, come on. Yes, we're confused no more. Now Hypnosis. And asleep. And the dog is barking, of course. And the phone is ringing, of course. Forget it. Let's just hurry up, get this episode over with, because we're almost done. We have like a minute left. As soon as we catch this Mantine, we can continue on. Jesus Christ. Let's... come on. I probably should have sped this up, because it's getting rather repetitive, and I'm running out of things to talk about. How many Great Balls is this? I'm thinking around 8 right now. God. Come on. I was getting really angry during this, and I'm getting really angry just watching it. Okay, this is 30. We started out with 38, so this is the 8th Great Ball we've thrown at it. 2, 3. We got it finally. Okay. So, and I do believe I'm going to end the episode off with this. So until then, see you next time.